deer hunting year-round. Animal activists will be the first one to flip you off, swear at you, or even cut you off when you're driving home with a deer in the back of your truck that you're excited about. But they will also be the first one to be mad when Bambi steps out in front of their car and totals their car. As deer population grows, so does the damage to orchards, nurseries, landscape materials, and agricultural and garden crops. Deer prefer crops over wild food in their range. The number of farms throughout America is 25,497. Damage that is $1,000 to $10,000 is 26.9%. Damage that is $10,000 to $250,000 on farms is 60.2%. Damage $250,000 plus is 12.9%. All the damage that adds up is about $4.5 billion a year. The most common argument is the number of accidents a year caused by deer. There are 1.5 million accidents caused by deer each year. When deer are in rut, which is their breeding season, which I've talked about before, their hormones are driving them crazy, making them not to pay attention of their surroundings, just running out in rows. Most of the time, deer run in packs during dusk and dawn. So when the first one runs out, a driver doesn't pay attention to the second or third, so by the time they slow down, the driver hits the gas again, they hit the second or third deer. So the cost of deer collisions have doubled in the past 10 years at $3,050 per vehicle. There are also more than 150 fatalities each year from these accidents. The Michigan Deer Crash Coalition, MDCC, also known as, says vehicle deer crashes account for about $130 million in damage annually, with 167 crashes in that state alone. I think year-round deer hunting is the most effective way to reduce deer damage. I'm not saying let's slay every deer in sight, but depending on the time of the year, I believe you should be issued a certain amount of tags for the month. If you're a farmer, you should be issued more tags per acreage of land and your crops, depending on the crops that you grow. Some farmers don't hunt, and they ask other people to hunt for them. So finding a hunter that you can trust is hard, because you don't know if they're going to ride their four-wheeler through your crops, damage crops, and that's what you're trying to stop. There's always a thought in the back of someone's head about liability. I'm sure if a farmer is concerned about that, it's a lot cheaper for them to have a waiver made up instead of losing thousands of dollars in crops or putting up a deer-proof fence. A deer-proof fence can cost $295.54 for an 8-foot by 165-foot piece. Sure, farms are way bigger than that. There's also an antler restriction in a lot of states now that a buck has to have 3 points on one side to shoot it, which there are about 10 does to 1 buck on just the property you are hunting. They also issue only 1 buck tag per season now, which makes 2, one for bow and muzzleloader and 1 for rifle. And you get more doe tags. They also have doe drawings throughout the seasons now. During bow, they'll have a drawing. They don't set the date, and you'll hear it like 2 or 3 days before. It's usually by word of mouth, or if you go on the website, like DEC website. What they'll do is, the does that are running around are mostly the ones getting hit because the bucks are in the woods. Does are traveling. So what they'll do is they'll have a drawing, and you can get 2 to 4 tags depending on what section you're in. Like I'm in 3J, if they have a doe tag drawing, I can get up to 2 tags in the section that I'm in. And since they've done the antler restriction and the doe tag drawings, the population of does have gone down a lot. The new laws for the hunters have brought down the population of deer in America, 300,000. Accidents to under a million a year, and damaged crops from $4.5 billion to $3.3 billion. Now the only law we have to pass is year-round hunting, which in 2 short years, these new laws have shown positive numbers. So all we have to do is get the animal activists to go along and stop going on strike against this, because they should care about more human fatalities than more deer fatalities.